Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our council meeting. July 11th, 2023. Council, you see before you an agenda. In addition, there are two orders outside the kit, one related to Tweed smear and the other related to Bannister. Details to follow shortcoming from the PED committee. So including the two items outside the kit, can I get a motion, please? Councillor Locke, Councillor Antle, thank you very much. All in favor? And those opposed? And that's carried. I'll read the lands acknowledgement before we do the minutes. We begin today's public council meeting by respectfully acknowledging the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homelands of many diverse populations of Indigenous peoples, including the Beothuk, who have contributed to 9,000 years of history on the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and other people, and we acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. We honor this beautiful land, and together as we strive for collective healing and true reconciliation. Okay, council, public council minutes from last week, July 4th. We're doing back-to-backs here now this particular occasion. Not any business arising, any errors or omissions, please? All right, I'll accept the motion from Councillor Fry. Thank you. And second by Councillor Rice that we adopt the minutes. All in favor? Contraminded? Also carried? No business arising. Okay, council, Councillor Rice and Councillor Fry, are you ready for the PED report? And leading off will be Councillor Fry. We'll do the two orders outside after the end of the report. Is that okay? Okay, thanks.
Okay, first on our agenda this evening is the City Center Gateway signage. This is design build. The committee was advised that the request for proposals for the City Center Gateway signage, the design build, closed on May 23rd, and we had 3 submissions. The 3 proposals received were scored in accordance to the evaluation table outlined below. The City Center Gateway signage evaluation provided a 65-35 technical to financial weight when scoring, meaning that the proponent's technical competency was weighed to account for 65 out of 100 points. And proponent's cost provided was weighted to account for the 35 out of the 100 points. After receiving the submissions, Mills and Wright Landscape Architecture scored the highest overall. And the goal of this project is to obtain a qualified company to work with the City of Mount Pearl Engineering Services Division. The project is being led by the Corporate Services Department, and the scope of this work will include, but not limited to, the following: complete the preliminary design of the City Center Gateway signage, complete detailed design of the City Center Gateway signage, installation of 4 signs. They're proposed to be at 4 locations, one on Commonwealth Avenue and Topsail Road, another one at First Street and Ruth Avenue, that's the northeast corner of St. David's Park, Commonwealth Avenue and Smallwood, and Park Avenue and the Trailway Crossing, and also to provide all closeout documentation for the owner. So given the time sensitivity of this project, the matter was reviewed by the Committee of the Whole by email report of July 4th, and support was provided on July the 5th for staff to proceed with the award of the contract immediately, with the matter to be ratified at the next public council meeting. So the recommendation, the committee recommends the ratification of approval for the contract for the City Center Gateway signage be awarded to Mills and Wright Landscape Architecture, the bidder with the highest evaluation score, for the bid amount of $140,505.85, HST included, which is within the budget allocated for this project. Now I'm bringing this in because I'm a co-chair of the committee, but as you guys know, I don't really support this. I think that while I support the city center, and I think it's a great project and I'd love to see this, I think there are many, many things that we need right now more than signage. So I will bring it in and I will move it, but I just want to go on the record of saying that.
It is moved by Councillor Fry and seconded by Councillor Rice. Thank you very much. Any comments? Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. I do support this this initiative here right now. We did bring in a detailed plan of Find Your Center. It's a 25 to 30-year vision of what our city center will look like. It's a part of this council's focus on city building. These 4 signs that Councillor Fry outlined here will demarc or outline the beginnings or the entrance into the city center as defined by our residents through a number of focus group activities, online surveys, and the like. And we have many of these stages or milestones planned over the next, 25 to 30 years, but certainly in the rest of the term of this council, to help bring this plan to fruition. For example, the mobile kiosk that's having a grand opening this Thursday, I think, down on Forest Avenue. That's a part of the initiative to bring more people to our city center. There's other activities planned for the enhancement of the T Railway down in that area. We're exploring, some properties in the downtown center, again, that are strategic moves that are necessary to help move this plan along. So it was discussed at budget. It was approved in this year's budget. I think it's a great initiative. And again, it's a plan in the works in the process. And I'm excited about we have the model out front in our foyer here at City Hall, what the vision of this Find Your Center is. And to Councillor Entle's plea for, a safe crossing across Commonwealth Avenue. Well, one of the initiatives in the Find Your Center when we replace that bridge is to produce a pedestrian underpass that would enhance pedestrian traffic flow and cyclists across one of the main spines, the busiest spines or thoroughfares in our city. So this plan is a long-term vision, but in order to get there, we have to meet these milestones along the way. So I fully support the recommendation put forth today. Thank you, Mayor.
Councillor Antle.
Thank you very much, Councillor Locke. I do support this also. I understand why Councillor Fry is supporting it, but I think as Councillor Locke said, this is a 20-year plan and the focus is on Find Your City Center. And as we move forward, these signs are going to be more and more relevant. And I think it's something that we need to isolate and push our Find Your City Center. And as we move forward, I think it'll go more and more and more. But I do support this for all the same reasons that Councillor Locke going over that all again, the same reasons that Councillor Locke. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Over to you, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Your Worship. No, we had quite a bit of discussion on the new city signage coming into the city and identifying the areas. I do support it as well. It's a lot of money to be initially putting into a project, but I always say, when you're putting a lot of money into it, it's not over a short term, it's over a long term period. There's a lot of other areas we can spend money as well. But I just want to, say that I do support it. And I thought long and hard about it, about putting the signage in, and even the trailway signs that were installed back a few years ago at former council. I think they're phenomenal and they're really, they really are eye catching. And I think the ones that are going to be done coming into the city centre areas now, identifying those routes and those areas and northeast, I guess south and west will be certainly with just as good as the other ones that were done. So I certainly support this as well. Thank you.
Councillor Fry, do you want to wrap it up? Then I'll call the vote.
I just want to be clear. I do support the city center revitalization plan. Absolutely. It's a wonderful plan. It does take a long time. It's something to work towards, and it's very important when it comes to planning. It's going to be a wonderful initiative as it rolls out. Just to be clear, the thing that I'm not supporting at this time is $140 some odd thousand to put up 4 signs when we don't have a splash pad. And there are so many other things that I would like to see. I would like to see this maybe next year or the year after. So that's the only thing, but I do respect the will of council, and but I just, for my own purposes, I just needed to go on the record to say that I don't support the $140,000 for 4 signs.
I'll call the question. All in favor? Aye. And contrary-minded? Nay from Counselor Fry. All in favor, it is voted on. Thank you very much. Motion's passed. I did want to make one comment, if you don't mind. It's about the splash pad that is in the Civic Center proposal. There's a splash pad, Civic Center, as well as an ice pad, right? So there are other things that are on the way, Counselor, and in good time, most of them will arrive, right? But I understand where you're coming from in terms of priorities, and you can only spend it once. Back to you, Counselor Fry, I think.
Thank you, Your Worship. Okay, so next on our agenda is it's the building and occupancy permit listing for the period of June the 19th to the 30th. So our committee recommends that the building permits issued for this period, showing a total construction value of $156,600, be approved. And as you can see here in your kit, there's a number of things happening, from retaining walls to replacing damaged siding, repaving driveway, deck, fence, all of the things that are fun to see in the city in the summertime. And I so move.
Again, moved by Counselor Fry. Thank you. Second by Counselor Rice. Questions? I'll call the question on the permits. All in favor? Those opposed? Also carried. Thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to Councillor Rice for the remainder of our report this evening.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. So number 3 on our agenda this afternoon, PEW, is our development permit list from June the 19th to the 30th, 2023. The Planning Engineering Development Committee recommends the following development permits be approved as presented for the period of June 19th to 30th, 2023. And you'll see their name of applicant and the DP number DP 23-070, Seaforth Diving for subdivision of land at 6264 Glencoe Drive, and DP 23-0867 Dexter Construction Limited for a temporary storage area, and that is on 153 Commonwealth Avenue. And I so move.
It is moved by Counselor Rice. Thank you. And seconded by Counselor Fry that these 2 development permits be approved or ratified. All in favor? And those opposed? That's carried as well. Back to you.
Just one is for information purposes for capital projects update. So the location, I'll just go through the list here. Billard Avenue infrastructure upgrades, scheduled completion date on that one is July the 14th, 2023. Spruce Avenue infrastructure upgrades, August the 30th, 2023. Old Placentia Road pedestrian underpass remediation, that is July the 17th, 2023. And the Farrell Drive infrastructure upgrades, June the 24th, 2024. The Smart Accessible Playground is completion date and opening on July the 19th, 2023. And please note the 2023 work on Farrell Drive infrastructure upgrades is currently scheduled to conclude on October the 31st, 2023, weather permitting. And I so move. No, I moved that one, right? No, just information only. And that's it for us.
All right, we'll move to the Corporate Services Public Works Committee. Counselor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item for us is the invoices for approval. And you'll note here that we have 13 outlined, and they total $2,979,282.79. And just to highlight some of them there, you'll note the big one is the annual regional fire cost for the first half, coming in at $2,761,699.98. I know Councillor Antle intimates this quite often, that we do pay our fair share in the region. And this is just an example of, over almost $5.5 million that we're paying for regional fire services in conjunction with our, waste management and our drinking water. And you'll notice there's multiple invoices there for paratransit to the City of St. John's Transportation Commission. So you'll see from 7 to 13 is for the various months, past several months. So again, I move that these amounts be accepted as presented.
It is moved by Councillor Locke and seconded by Councillor Antle Counselor, or maybe the director, what's the difference between the 9 and the 10 item, for example, please, before I call the question or open the floor to other questions?
Talk is the new provider for paratransit. So they're billing the city directly now. It's just a new process.
But the commission is billing for the no-shows, or that's the previous, there must have been a transition, I guess, at this point, was there?
There was a transition on even the way the billing is occurring that there's, if I recall, there's some fuel charges outside what the way they used to previously bill. So it is a transition, correct?
Yeah, I noticed those charges are really big. Monthly 40, and okay. But I guess it is what it is, and contractual. Council, sorry to hog the floor. Anybody else got any questions? Councillor Rantle.
Just one question on that. So if TAC, or they're billing us directly, does the St. John's Metro Commission, they still run it though, right? So it's no difference. Okay, thank you.
I'm going to call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? And that motion's carried. Thank you.
Our second item, Mayor, is the payment register for the time period of June 28th to July 5th of 2023. And for the information of council, the total here is $173,994.64. And you can see all the items outlined there. And if there's any questions, we'll certainly answer them. No, okay. Number 3 is remuneration for our management staff and council. The Corporate Services and Public Works Committee is recommending approval of an increase in remuneration of 2% to the management staff and council effective July 1st, 2023. And I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Locke, thank you, and seconded by Councillor Rantle, thank you. Any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Motion carried.
Number 4 here, Mayor, is a request from Director Antle for professional development to attend the American Society of Civil Engineers, the Civil Engineering Conference, September 20th to the 22nd of 2023. And this, of course, is in line with our professional development policy. And we certainly support this request. We value the professional development, and I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Locke, second by Councillor Rantle. Any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? On those opposed, motion carried.
The last item for us is the Public Works Status Report. We all can see throughout the city now the great work that's being done. Cleanup of the Canada Post locations are now completed for 2023. So the sand deposits that are a result of snow clearing operations and ice management throughout the winter, they've all been cleaned up. Our work is ongoing with respect to our curbs, catch basins, manholes, lawn repairs, the sweeping of our sidewalks and our streets. Any damages to chain link fences are ongoing, as well as any asphalt work that's required. From our parks, lovely to see our hanging baskets and planters have been installed around the city. And as the city progresses, it's always nice to see as these further bloom and bring an abundance of color to our city. So that's good news. City Days is in a couple of weeks, and we're excited about that. So our crews are preparing for our City Day events. Flower beds have been installed and planted at St. David's Park, as well as at the Reed and the Summit Centers. Work is ongoing at the dozens of community gardens around our city. The lines for a pickleball court have been installed at Murley Drive Park. Phase 2 of our urban forestry plan is going to begin mid to late July. So that's further beautification and enhancement of our tree canopy in the city. So it's great to see. Our sports field maintenance, of course, is ongoing and will continue right up until the end of the seasonal play. The commemorative bench program is still a popular program in our city, and we've had 3 more benches installed around the city. From our fleet perspective, service and maintenance are ongoing. New pickup trucks for the 2023 fleet replacement plan are arriving and they're being prepared for service. This one pains me, but our service work on our snow blowers and loaders and flyers are underway in preparation for the 2023-24 winter season. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we're very prudent here, and that's why we're always ready to hit the ground when the first flakes fly. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this season right now. UTM, our general calls are still ongoing for plug sewers, location of services, new water and sewer service inspections, camera inspections, and any other troubleshooting that may arise. Our hydrant repairs and painting are ongoing. Our leak detection continues. Our catch basin cleaning is ongoing, as well as storm sewer jetting. Any repairs to water and sewer continue. Our lift station inspections and maintenance are ongoing, and valve exercising is underway. And this is in the Pearl Gate East area of our city. And the last item there, of course, is the water levels at Babel's Big Pond as of June 19th, 2023. And it's nice to see that our drinking water supply is at healthy levels. And that's it for our committee, Mayor. I thank you.
No, thank you very much. And you've often said, Councillor Locke, that, you know, the strength of the city is the planning, right? The vision that we have. And sometimes that vision's a bit short term, such as looking at the winter. And frankly, I don't think our public works staff get enough credit, right? Because right now they're out there servicing all of the operating equipment. Some of that is more likely being used for summer purposes, and some of it continues to be used, for example, for garbage collection year round. But Director Dallemont, you know, please pass on to the mechanical crew, not only the work they're doing to keep the operation going now, but also the work they're doing to make sure the operation resumes as early as November, perhaps, for the snow clearing. So good on all of you. And I just wanted to state for the record that, you know, sometimes we're a bit remiss in saying that, but I think it's a very sound compliment that's well deserved. Thank you. And over to you, Councillor Antle, for the next committee.
Thank you, Your Worship. And just a quick comment on your community gardens. Our community gardens are quite successful and doing quite well. And I have a community garden and it's doing quite well. I'm growing potatoes. And it's down on Forest Avenue. So I'm thinking now I'm going to be selling French fries at the kiosk. So it's we're doing quite well. So onward and upward. Yeah, there you go. And now for the Recreation and Community Safety Committee. There's a few things here. First, our youth leadership program. The first one was so successful. As a reminder for the public that the City of Mount Pearl is offering another 4-week youth leadership program in August. This program will provide the opportunity for participants to develop their leadership and community engagement skills. The second leadership program will run from July 31st to August 25th, 2023, and it costs $200 per participant. And it's open to all ages between 12 and 15. And I think this is a great program, and it's $200. And I'm sure if there's any issue with that, there's a program available. And I so move, or I don't need to move. It's for your information. The second part of this is our summer canoe kayak program is doing quite well. The city's free canoe kayak program is now open for the season at Powers Pond. And the 2023 program takes place as follows: Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday from 12:30 till 8 o'clock, and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3:30 to 8 o'clock. So if you're available or you got some free time, drop by Powers Pond and try the canoe or kayak. It's quite full and it's a lot of fun. Also, there's so many things going to go in the city for our youth. You know, I see sometimes people are wondering what's happening. But right now, you look at, we have basketball from now until August 25th up at the Ruth Avenue Sportsplex on Wednesdays from 2:30 to 6, then it's a little break, and then again from 6:30 to 10. At the Reed Community Center, you can come and enjoy smash ball, ladder ball, washer toss, and many, many other activities. And this is ongoing till August the 25th. And this happens on Mondays from 1:30 to 4. And again, another little break from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So that's Mondays and Wednesdays. There's evening activities. Within the city, you can join our traveling group as we explore the region with evening activities. And you have to register by Wednesday at 10 o'clock. This is the first come, first serve program with limited spots. And this program is free. I mean, this is fabulous and it's full really, really quick. So register quick. And these activities occur on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 9:45. We also have multiple youth day outings. These run until August the 22nd. You can join us to explore a variety of parks and sites throughout the summer. You got to register by Monday by 10 o'clock. The cost is $5 per person, and these outings take place on Tuesdays from 10:30 to 5:45. We also have a youth drop-in program, and this is really well attended. Our youth drop-in program is at the Reeds Community Center throughout the summer. You can come by to play pool, ping ball, foosball, or just hang out with your friends. There's no requirements. Plus each night we throw in a movie. You can drop in on Fridays from 2 o'clock to 10 p.m. and then Saturdays from 2 to 10 and Sundays from 2 to 10. And all these youth activities are targeted for ages, 13 to 18. People must register by simply emailing, and you can just go to our website and you can get the email. But you can see there's quite a lot of activities happening for our youth here within the city. You just drop on our website, you can take a look and get active. I mean, there's so many things to do within our city. And that's everything for our community.
Thank you, Councillor Antle. Yes, please, Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Councillor Antle. There is indeed so much to do here in the city. Just a question about I'm curious about the evening activities. Join our traveling group as we explore the region. What sorts of activities are we looking at here? It sounds it's piqued my interest as a geographer. So I'm just curious here now.
Excuse me, it does not involve mowing grass. That could be anything from a trip to Topsail Beach for a fire. It could be going out to Boring Park. If the weather's good, it's outside. If the weather's not good, they'll try and do something inside. All these activities are youth driven. So the staff sit down with youth and plan them that way. So it's things that they want to do.
There certainly is a lot on the go. I want to ask the director for a second. Can you tell me, because I understand the pool is chock-a-block solid as well as the Reed Center. So the Summit and the Reed are really going strong this particular summer. Now, a lot of people will say, nah, we don't work out in summer. We don't swim indoors. We swim outdoors. Tell us more what's going on up there, because it's a hard act to follow. I got to tell you, if you're trying to get in there, from birthday parties to teams to day camps, perhaps you can expand.
For the pool, the times adjust seasonally, but in the summertime, typically we would reduce, and we have the lunchtime swim slightly just to fit in. So it provides an opportunity for day camps to come for swims, provides more opportunities for public swims, family swims, because people have access to holidays off in the daytime, things like that. And we still offer morning swims, lane swims. There's still swimming lessons, parent taught lessons. We do sensory swims. What else? There's still aquafit. On average, we have about 1,000 people go through a building a day. It's a very busy building.
So glad to hear the leisure pool has a bucket. I call it a bucket of water that drops, right? How accessible is that during daytime? That's sort of marshaled off a little bit separate from the main pool, which is subject to, or used more for swimming lessons, team sports. The leisure pool and that little splash pad that's inside, very well used?
It would be on anytime there's public swims, family swims. If there's a swim team in, or if there's lessons, things like that, it wouldn't be on, it would be a distraction. But otherwise, for any of the kind of drop-in type activities, it would be on. And it'd also be on for birthday parties if the renter so chooses.
Okay, very good. Council, we're coming close to an end of the formal agenda, but I did mention at the beginning of the meeting, and it was adopted by council, there are 2 orders, and I think they're going to be read by members of the PED committee. I'm going to turn to Councillor Fry.
Yes, these are 2 in addition to our kit. The first one is for 20 Bannister Street.
One moment. Councillor Locke, please.
Mayor, I'd like to. Thank you. I'll recuse myself from this one as it's in the neighborhood of some family members. So I'd ask council's permission for me to step outside until this is discussed.
So be it. Mhm.
So over the last number of weeks in particular, and well, for the last number of months, really, We have had several discussions on properties and property maintenance and dilapidated buildings around the city. And there's one in particular, which is 20 Bannister Street, that has been it has been abandoned for a while. So this is an order, and pursuant to the City of Mount Pearl Act, the Mount Pearl Buildings Regulations 2019, and the Occupancy and Maintenance Regulations, it is recommended that an occupancy order be issued to the property owner of 20 Bannister Street, Tuesday, July the 11th, 2023, ordering that the building shall not be occupied and that they shall secure the building to prevent the occupancy of the building within 14 days of the date of the order. And I so move.
It is moved by Counselor Fry, second by Counselor Rice. Any further questions, council? There's only four of us. Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? Okay, that order is ratified.
So I'm going to pass this over to Councillor Rice for the second one this evening.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. So the second one is an order for 10 Tweedsmuir Place pursuant of the City of the Mount Pearl Act, the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, and the Occupancy and Maintenance Regulations. It is recommended that a property maintenance order be issued to the property owner of 10 Tweedsmuir Place, Tuesday, July the 11th, 2023, ordering that they properly maintain the property within 14 days of the date of the order. I so move.
It is moved by Counselor Rice, seconded by Counselor Fry. Any questions, comments? No hands are up. I'll call the question. All in favor? Contraminded? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, council, the business of the day is run. We'll do a little quick roundtable, starting with you, Counselor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. Just got two. I alluded to both of them early on, just to give notice to our residents, our upcoming city days. So that'll be next, not this weekend, but the next weekend coming. Such a list of great activities. Really looking forward to it. It's one of the highlights for me in the city, certainly during the summer months. And also, I mentioned the kiosk, and I'm trying to quickly. Yeah, here it is right here. So the commercial kiosk, as I mentioned, down on Forest Avenue, the official kickoff is for Thursday, July 13th. And it's a great little building. I love the color because it's so summery, and it's to me, it's thirst quenching when I look at the color. I don't know if that sounds odd, but it is. And of course, it's one of the colors in our city logo. So I encourage people to come down and check it out. It's Eva's Chimneys NL will be in the kiosk for this summer season. And I spoke to a resident recently, actually not a resident of Mount Pearl, but visits Mount Pearl, rides their bike through Mount Pearl. And he said, this is an absolutely awesome addition. And he said, because it's much needed. And I said, well, that's the first of several that we're planning to do. He said, I commend the city for taking this on. So as I said, it's Eva's Chimneys NL. It's handmade Hungarian-inspired treats baked fresh for you with love, which I think is wonderful. Have a stroll, have a bike ride, stop in for a soft serve. I mean, what's not to love about that? So I'm really looking forward to this. I encourage as many people as possible to get down and see this new little kiosk. That's it for me, Mayor. I thank you.
Well said. Looking forward to that. Summer sweetness is about to happen. Over to you, Counselor Antle.
Well, let's definitely have to drop down on Forest Avenue and have a look at Councillor Locke. Just two things for me, Your Worship. First off, here in the city, we have 17 people registered for our graffiti project, which starts this weekend. They're going to start painting the tunnels. So have a quick look around the city and you'll see these youngsters are painting our tunnels, and it's welcome down, and we're looking forward to see that to happen. A couple of things like how proactive we are here in the city. Our enforcement team is constantly out there looking for things to do. Like last weekend, we had a bike rodeo. and they encourage the kids to come out and teach them how to ride the bikes properly. We're doing surveys for seniors to teach them how to get over scams and this kind of stuff. They have e-bike patrols. You might see our park patrols out now on e-bikes and our municipal enforcement. Our graffiti projects, which are doing quite well with our youth team, and the park patrol. You're going to see the park patrol out a lot more this summer. So it's quite active, and I mean, it's keep our city safe. And also every Friday, if you're free, from 12 to 1:30 right here, we're next to City Hall, we have music in the park. And it's a fabulous event. Drop by, take a sandwich, drop over to Rocket Bakery right here, and they have nice lunchtime specials. I'm even giving a plug for Rockets. So, all right, but if you can drop by and enjoy the music, and that's everything for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you very much. Over to you, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Your Worship. A couple of things for me. I too want to say I'm looking forward to the festival and City Days coming up from the 28th to 23rd. Lots of activities there for everybody. So if you haven't got it in your calendar already, put it in there and attend all the events. The second item I have is I want to say congratulations to the U15 boys Newfoundland Rock Rugby. They recently this past weekend won a gold medal in the Atlantic Championships. And there's a few people on here from Mount Pearl that I want to mention. Drew Anstey, Aidan Snellgrove, Max Shepherd, Dawson Chalk, Matthew Powell, Luke McPherson, and Alex Coles. And also congratulations to those guys and the whole team on winning the gold medal up at the Atlantics. And that's it for me, Your Worship.
Well, that's a good news story, isn't it? Thank you very much. Over to you, Councillor Fry.
You know, as I was listening to Councillor Antle read out all of the activities we have for youth, sometimes you got to realize how lucky we are to live where we do. And to our staff, to put the focus on youth and seniors and all demographics, please pass along thanks, because I think it's wonderful and wonderful to see. There are so many things that are happening, and I too am looking forward to City Days. I know there's a lot of things planned, and our City Days are always well attended. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out and about. But I also wanted to mention something that's really caught my eye lately is the activities that are taking place at the Mount Pearl Library. And they put so much effort into it. You know, they have different things that create your own graphic novel, family board games, a Lego play, story time. But they also have events such as a trivia night, a youth climate camp, and this one in particular, the Growlers Story Time with Buddy Jr. That's on Saturday, July 22nd. So there's lots of things happening. And with summertime and kids out of school, there's no reason why they can't keep active. And especially with all of our recreation facilities and things happening. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very, very much, Council. It's been a pleasure. I wanted to give a shout out tonight to a lady who worked at the city of Mount Pearl back in the 60s and maybe the 70s. Councillor Antle probably knows her. Carmel McCarthy is turning 90 on July 21st. She's in great health, lives over in Carwood, there in Paradise. And she was the first female town clerk with I can't say the city of Mount Pearl at that time, but with the town of Mount Pearl. So we just wanted to extend birthday wishes and continued good health to Carmel McCarthy. And I know her and her daughter are listening tonight. So congratulations. And Carmel, you know, we are a city that all of us on council spoke about tonight, how great it is and how lovely the activities are. And, you know, it's likely that some of the people before us, like you, Carmel, established the base here, the plan to make us as successful as we are. So happy birthday, happy 90th. And we look forward to seeing you on NTV maybe in a week and a half. Anyway. On that note, folks, I'm going to adjourn the meeting with everybody's permission. And on motion of Councillor Antle and Councillor Fry, we are adjourned. Thank you.